Hello,
Sam,
everyone.
how do I spell my name?
With a
Hey
T.
guys,
Okay.
I've been diagnosed with a terminal illness.
Well,
and I
everybody,
only have 10
welcome
more
back
days
to
to live.
the
Please
McDonCast,
donate to my
the
GoFundMe
funnest
right now.
Podcast in town.
The
What?
only podcast in town.
Part of the bit.
I quit.
We're changing it up. You keep you guys on your toes. You never know what to expect from us.
Well, you do.
Well, you do know what to expect from us, but you know, sometimes I change it anyways.
Low quality content.
No, we make the lowest quality content. No one makes low quality content as high
Like we
quality
do.
as this.
That's right.
That's only partially a joke. Okay. Guys, let me give you guys a rundown of what we got going on this week. We've got CD Projekt Red news, we got Star Wars news, we got Mando news, we got Netflix news, we got the NBC news, we got Screen news, we got anime movie news. We got all the news and so little
Time.
Ruby Tuesdays because we live in Texas and those aren't really a thing
What
here.
is a Ruby Tuesday?
Exactly. Anyways,
Is
welcome
that like
everybody.
a
We're gonna have a
corn
good,
moon?
funky, fresh kind of time. I hope you guys are ready. We are currently uploading last week's podcast. That's why my iPad is on the floor this time. It's because it is just uploading that episode.
So am I just gonna be reading everything?
I mean, you can, but I mean, I can see it on here.
Well, you notoriously can't read, so
First, no, I can't spell. I can read just fine. CD Projekt Red.
Max actually can't read.
Yeah, I can't read.
Max is actually born illiterate.
No, I'm not even joking. He can't read.
He has a genetic. Ooh, that exploded. He has a genetic disposition that prevents his eyes from being capable of seeing words. He can.
I actually have dyslexia.
No,
so
no,
it's
no.
really
It's not
offensive when you talk to me
dyslexia.
like
It's
that.
word blindness.
Hold on, let me read
Like
the
when he
first one.
opens books, the pages are just blank to
No,
him.
no, let me try to read the first
He
game
used to
announcement.
draw all over his books because he just thought they were notebooks because to him the pages were just blank. And then he could only see his drawings. And then other people would look at his drawings and they wouldn't be able to tell what it is because obviously there's words
Hold
all
on,
over the page.
let me try to read the first one there. All right.
All right, Max is reading one today.
Hello, Jicketed. Already.
Okay, never mind. He's just gonna make some random noise.
All right. See. All right.
I'll
Let's
take
have.
only-
Should we get into our gaming news?
We should get into.
Can we mute Max's microphone?
We could, but why? Honestly, he doesn't talk anyways.
CD Projekt Red officially announces a new mainline entry in the Witcher series. It will be developed using Unreal Engine 5, and it will be the start of a new saga of Witcher games.
So, do you think we're completely abandoning Geralt,
No.
No,
or are we just gonna do Ciri games now?
I think we're just gonna do like a new plot or like a time jump.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
A time jump for the guy who doesn't age. So why?
because now there'll be some curse where he has age now,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll have to train a new younger Witcher.
Like Ciri,
Is that what? I don't. What is that?
the girl that he trains to be a Witcher for the last 3 games.
She'll be dead.
No, she's still alive in the last game.
There'll be a new, different female character.
Why? Just use the one you have. That everyone already
Is she
likes.
Cool.
Yeah, everyone likes her.
Oh, then it'll be her now.
Yeah, and the picture that they released with the
And it's a
medallion,
wolf mask or something.
that's her medallion.
Oh yeah, it's just her.
Yeah. So we're getting a Ciri game.
They're trying to really invigorate this franchise.
Did you watch the Netflix
No.
Witcher show? Okay,
You
never
told me
mind.
not to.
I mean, it was fine. Well, okay, never mind. It was inappropriate.
No, you told me not to because I wouldn't understand anything.
Oh well, yeah, that, and it was like it was told backwards and upside down, so it would have been really hard to tell what was going
Now
on.
they are trying to expand the crap out of that franchise.
Yeah, because it did really good.
There's 2 seasons of the show. They did an anime movie. I think they have another one
Oh,
coming
no.
out. They're doing a prequel series, and obviously the games are back. Now this will be CD Projekt's Red first major release since the absolute masterpiece that was Cyberpunk 2077.
Obviously,
my favorite game.
You know, critically acclaimed.
Mm-hmm.
The only game in the last decade actually to receive better reviews than Elden Ring, which is,
So-
I mean, just crazy.
So good, PlayStation had to remove it from shelves.
Just because it was so popular.
It worked so well.
It just, everyone liked it so much, it had to be removed because it didn't work. I mean,
Yeah.
it was too good.
Luckily, this will be on a new engine, so maybe it'll take some
So
time.
then it'll be even worse. 'Cause
Although my guess
they know
is
how to use it
based
even
on
less.
the current trend, this game is 7 years away from actually being ready to come out and 4 years away from actually releasing.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind that the actual time it needs will not be accounted for. they will rush. It'll be unfinished when they release
It will be released in a nigh
nearly
unplayable
broken state.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then 3 years later, they'll add
They
DLC,
just need to
which is
start
the actual
announcing
game.
games like
A week before they
3
come out.
months before they come out.
That's what Nintendo
That's what
does.
Nintendo
sometimes.
does, and it's a banger every time.
Yeah,
Every time it's
sometimes
a banger.
they'll announce a game and it'll come out on the day.
When was the
You
last
see,
time
this was
Nintendo
a
released a
banger.
game like on the Switch and it wasn't a banger? Like
Cool.
a
like a
first party
mainline.
game. Yeah. Obviously, there's a lot of shovelware in the store. That doesn't count. I'm talking about first party
Like
games.
first party.
Cooking Mama Cookstar.
Well, like Shining Pearl, like that wasn't great, but that's not that was like that's Pokemon Company.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I
wacky
can't really
stuff.
think of a last like first party Nintendo
Hot
thing. That wasn't
Wheels.
good.
Yeah, because Nintendo only makes bangers.
Like Paper Mario,
That's a
they
banger.
announced that in like April, and it came out in like June.
Yeah, literally the month after
it was like 2 months, and the game was out.
hmm
Like companies need to do that, but they have all these. I don't know. I don't understand why they do it either. Because it just lets hype die. Like,
Yeah.
remember Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced like 10 years before it actually came out?
Well,
And
because
then
they
when it
announced
came out, like, no one cared.
Well, because they announced it in 2014 with a 2017 release date.
Yeah, and then it just kept getting pushed back.
And
pushed
then
back.
2017 rolled around. And they were like, guys, 2018. 2018 rolls around, guys.
2019.
2019 finishes. They're like, guys,
Game's out.
game's out.
And everyone's like,
Oh,
all right.
oh okay.
And then they went back to, like, eating Wendy's.
And then they went back to playing Fortnite.
Sam knows 2 Kingdom Hearts
No, because it
fans
came out.
are
It came
really
out in like January, and it didn't get like very good reviews, and so it just kind of like farted out of the gate.
Yeah.
And it was like the big finale, and like 5 people played it.
Mhm.
Anyway, Sam, speaking of rushed Star Wars Disney games, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order 2 will officially be announced at Star Wars Celebration in May and is aiming for a late 2022 or early 2023 release, according to gaming insider Jeff Grubb.
So it will officially be announced at Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah.
And we know that.
Like, yeah, that's probably what's
So
happening.
you could perhaps say then that it won't be announced then because it's been announced now.
Well, like, it'll be, like, we know it's, we knew when the first one came out they were going to make another one.
yeah.
Like, that was like, but like, it'll be like, this is the actual game. This is the title of the game.
This is what it's going to look
And
like.
it's going to come
Yeah.
out at this point.
Oh, did you see that they added the Cal Kestis lightsaber to the Star Wars Disney
At
thing?
Disneyland, I'm
Mhm.
sure it'll cost extra money.
And they had
That was
the
400.
guy who did.
Yeah, they had Cameron Moynihan
Yeah, he was
out there,
there.
and I was like, when are you just going to have him play
Just
the
put him
character?
in the things. Put him in the thing. Just put him in a
Like,
thing.
that's the only reason to like have him look exactly
Take
the
him,
same.
put him in a thing. It's not that hard. He's in other things.
It'd be really funny if he was in like the Lando Calrissian show or something,
Mhm.
and it's just not him. It's a different guy.
They recast him for the movie.
recast him. They're like, this actor just really fit the character better. Because you know how the controversy right now is like the makeup designs for the aliens are wrong. It's like that, but with real people.
Yeah,
Like they're just straight up casting the wrong people, and they just look different.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or like they CGI over Donald Glover's face to make him look wrong.
Now, okay, with the Inquisitor, a lot of people are complaining about both his head shape and the eyes.
Yeah.
I think the eyes, you could make the case like maybe he didn't fully go all the way dark side yet, so maybe his eyes aren't yellow yet. Like maybe that you could,
No, the eyes was
like maybe his eyes will turn yellow over the course of the show.
no, they weren't.
That would be cool if they
I think
did.
it was they didn't want to buy
I think
the
his
content.
head will elongate over the course.
His head will just grow bigger with
It's like,
every enemy
it's like
he kills.
Pinocchio, but with the head instead of nose.
And instead of lying, it's murder.
At a certain point, he's just like bumping into like
Maybe that's how
Like
Kiadi Mundi
doorways.
got his head so
he
big.
just killed so many people.
He eventually becomes Egghead Man.
But no. Kiadi Mundi's killed like hundreds, and his head's huge. But the Jedi Council just doesn't want to get out of their chairs
Yeah.
and stop him. They're just like, whatever.
You know, he was
you
the
want to be
only-
on the council? That's fine.
You know how Anakin like wasn't allowed on the council, right?
Yeah.
And like he had a wife also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like Kiadi Mundi had like multiple wives because like his species was dying out.
Man.
And so he was like had to repopulate his species, and so he had like a harem. That's canon in Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
So he was Mormon. That's a historical Mormon joke.
Historical Mormon
Not
joke.
current.
No longer accurate,
That's right.
according to their supreme prophet, who said God actually doesn't want you to do that anymore.
That's right. We're not
Didn't they
insulting.
also recently change? Oh yeah, they recently said that you don't become king of your own planet anymore when you die.
Sam, I don't think we should talk about this on the podcast.
I think we should.
Sorry
I'm-
to all
I'm
of our
king of
Mormon
the
viewers.
planet.
But yeah, you don't get to rule the planet anymore. Like that's like what's the point now? That sucks. That'd be like if the Pope was like, actually, guys, heaven,
Doesn't
not a
exist.
thing.
I mean, you still
Sorry,
get all
guys.
you still get all like the cool backstory, like the bonus content.
the DLC for the Bible.
Yeah, you still get whatever else is in the Book of Mormon.
That's like the end goal, though.
Guys,
Anyways,
that
goal.
Mormon viewer
The
is
end goal.
Suicide
really
Squad:
mad.
Kill the Justice League is officially delayed until spring of 2023.
Sam, this game
Who
you don't care about.
cares?
I
Does
literally-
anyone actually
No,
care?
no.
Like,
I saw-
does anyone actually
I
care?
saw a TikTok.
Other than
guy-
Straw Hat Goofy, he
No,
cares
no,
about
it
everything.
wasn't him. It was just some
Not
guy who was
because
like,
he's getting paid
guys, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is coming out soon. Hey, bud, you don't care about this.
No, I think this is mostly because Gotham Knights comes out this year, and they don't want to cannibalize each other. So spring 2023 makes sense, especially Gotham Knights comes out in October. They give it like a 5-6 month gap. That'll be fine. I had mild interest in this when it was announced because this is in the Arkhamverse, but it just looks like a game where you just shoot like mindless zombies.
Yep.
And it's open world again, and I'm sick. I'm done with those.
Okay, if you
I
are
want a
a
break.
game developer that isn't Nintendo
Or from
software, delay all your games until next year because you're losing. You're gonna lose. Your game's just not. No one.
Unless Breath of the Wild 2 doesn't come out this year.
But it will.
Well, it's Nintendo. You never know.
It probably. There's a good chance it's coming
We still don't know the title of that video game.
because E3
That's gotta be the
isn't
E3
until
thing, right?
another couple months.
Like, that's gotta be. What if at E3 they come out and they have a big trailer and they reveal the release date of the game, and then it's like Untitled Breath of the Wild sequel is like the big logo at the end.
Okay, guys, Elden Ring just came out. Kirby's coming out, and the new Zelda, one of the best games before, is coming out. I'm gonna go buy Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. But definitely a good choice.
Well, I mean, that already did get delayed.
like
so-
seriously, what other games that are coming out this year are going to compete with?
Well, Sam,
anything that is
let's
already-
check the schedule.
Like we had Pokemon Legends Arceus, which was big, but it wasn't huge. Elden
Sam,
Ring, which is just absolutely
Sam,
dominating
Sam.
everything right
You're
now.
forgetting one thing, okay? Sniper 3D shooter epic game is coming out on the App Store, okay? It's coming out soon. It's a high quality game.
Let's see. Looking for video game.
And Gorilla Tag.
Gran Turismo 7 comes out this year.
Done, dead in the water.
Triangle Strategy.
No one cared to begin with.
WW 2K22.
Dead in the
Oh,
water.
the 14-year-olds will buy them.
Grand Theft Auto 5 port for PS5.
That's not a thing yet.
Why?
Kirby Forgotten Land.
The girls will buy that one.
Ghostwire Tokyo.
That one has some hype.
Lego Star Wars comes out in 2
No,
weeks.
hold on.
Yep.
What is
They released
Ghostwire?
a new trailer.
What is Ghostwire, though?
Great question.
I've seen,
It's a Bethesda
400
thing, and it's like
trailers.
like a Japanese. I don't know what.
but I
it is.
can't tell what it is.
I think it's
What
a
do you
horror
do?
game.
Nintendo Switch Sports Sam. Drop the mic right there. That's gonna sell 200 million units.
If
Yeah,
that
but
was
that's
a
Nintendo.
Switch bundle, it would have.
You're asking for non-Nintendo, right?
Yeah, like who other than Nintendo? Like what are you releasing that's going to compete right now?
Capcom Fighting Collection.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one. That's the
Oh,
same.
the
Saints Row
JoJo's game is
remake?
coming out.
There's a JoJo's game.
The very old JoJo's fighting game is getting renewed.
Starfield.
What is that game, you ask? No
That's
one
going to get
knows.
delayed.
Starfield.
Mm-hmm.
You really think so?
Mm-hmm.
There was a trailer for it
Mm-hmm.
with like gameplay maybe, but I don't think anyone cares.
No one cares.
Oh, they announced a new Ghostbusters game. I forgot to put that.
Oh, okay, cool. Anyway,
Yeah, you bought the other one. Horrible one. It was
moving
horrible.
on, we have another announcement. We have a new entry into the Sonic franchise.
right.
Sonic and the Furry Controller. Unfortunately, this game can only be played by repeatedly submitting into a raffle to win the grand prize of the game, which is a furry Sonic controller
And an Xbox.
and an Xbox that is a movie tie-in with the
Xbox
the
isn't
movie
furry, though.
Sonic 2.
Which is apparently getting very positive early reactions. Sonic 2,
Let's pull up the
the actual image.
Sonic.
Yeah. Type one-handed.
controller.
Controller.
There we go. Yeah, so it's this horrifying looking abomination It should look at how awful that Xbox looks. I'm sorry.
That looks pretty rad.
Look how bad that
I like
looks.
the ring.
The ring.
The
is
ring's
kinda
cool, but look how bad the rest looks.
I mean, they obviously just took a
It looks like
JPEG.
And it's a Series S. It's not even a Series X.
So, anyways, guys,
Does
have
it
you
come
ever?
with both controllers?
Yeah. No, this whole bundle that's the prize. This whole bundle.
So,
here.
guys,
Okay.
when you're playing your video games on your controllers and
And your hands are getting a little sweaty,
and you're like, oh dang, I'm losing my grip. You know what I need? A furry controller so I get fuzz all over my hands and it slips more, and all the fur gets in the buttons and
it would slip
joysticks.
less.
this is something that no one's ever going to use. Someone's
No,
going to win
it's a
this,
novelty.
and it'll end up in
Yeah.
a museum somewhere.
It'll end up in the video game museum.
Yeah,
here in Texas.
It just looks
right.
unfunctional.
Anyone ever been there?
Nope.
I don't know what's in there.
Me neither.
There's
Is
been
it like
an
an
ad
NES?
in the mall. for,
Alrighty.
like, years.
Anyway, guys, we've got some weekly Fortnite news.
Sam's favorite section.
We've got no more building. It's gone. I hope you didn't like that. It's gone
so
now.
guys, you know this
Forever.
game.
It's never coming
Remember
back.
Fortnite? It's just night
So
now.
you guys know that
no
game
more forts.
where the main mechanic that almost the game is built around is
Uh,
building? Oh well, they took that out.
Oh, you know you
can't
can
build
still
anymore.
get bricks from the vending machine, like the random vending machine. You can't build with them, but you can get them. But yeah, basically there's no more building this season, which is the big thing. The
For now.
story being that the IO, now that they have made their way to the other side of the island, or had made a build jammer, which is jamming the builds, which you
What?
can't build now.
This has a plot.
And so you
Always
gotta
had a
join
plan.
the resistance and fight against the IO to bring building back. The
Right.
IO being the imagined order, the main antagonist of the Fortnite series that is not your 12-year-old nephew. So
else
that's
did
what's
they
going
add?
on with. Oh, they also added like 14 different anime girls to the game, including one that just looks like a lost Genshin Impact character.
She's
Uh,
a furry, by the way.
Yeah, also that. Let me.
Well, Max, we don't discriminate against
For-
furs.
No, we do against furries
Fortnite.
specifically.
Genshin Impact. There we go.
I'm just kidding, guys.
Hopefully this character will just
Kidding.
show up. No. Yeah, here we go. This character.
Yeah.
Which, this one here is from Genshin Impact. This one
That
here
one's
is
from
the
Fortnite.
character from Fortnite. Yeah, they pretty much just put a Genshin Impact character into Fortnite, which is fun and funky and fresh for all the...
Why don't they just put an actual Genshin Impact character?
I don't know. It's a great question.
Because 10-year-olds don't.
The real question is, why is Alloy from Horizon and Genshin Impact? And that's the only collab they've ever done.
No, she's also in Fortnite.
That is totally unrelated to
Thanks,
my point, but
Max.
okay, Max.
No, Alloy.
Yeah. What about her?
Horizon.
I was talking about Genshin Impact.
I know, I was saying she's also in Fortnite.
What does that have to do with what I was saying?
I thought you were saying that Horizon only did one collab.
No, Genshin's only done one
Oh,
collab.
okay.
Don't worry, they'll put in...
Whatever. Who cares? Next thing.
They'll put in Fozzie Bear.
No building will not become a permanent option. That's just not a thing. Maybe
No, as
it'll be like a
Option.
mode.
That's what I'm saying.
It might be
That's
added
what
as a
that
mode. We'll
means.
see. But yeah, new Fortnite season.
I
LeBron
give it-
James, Bruno Mars. Okay, when do you think they're gonna add Kim Kardashian?
Never.
I think they're gonna add Kim Kardashian.
No, they
Add Kim.
won't.
I really want them to add Kim Kardashian and Kanye West and Pete Davidson. That way you can make a team with Ariana Grande, Pete Davidson, Kanye West, and Kim Kardashian. And you can have them all fight each other.
If Kanye,
Just like real life.
If Kanye was smart, he would date Ariana.
You know what's funny? Is now
I
in
don't think
Fortnite,
Ariana
you
Grande
can
ever date Kanye. though.
He's got enough money.
I'm pretty
Make
sure
that happen.
Ariana Grande has more money than he does.
Just pay her to fake date him.
But she has
No,
more money
no,
than him.
no.
She wants more money.
Kanye definitely has more money.
That's not the
I don't
point.
know.
definitely.
Anyway, GameStop is going out of business, and so they're going to start selling NFTs.
So, a GameStop reportedly lost $381 million
How?
last year. And
How
the company
in
has
the-
decided to pivot to NFTs and crypto.
How in the golden age of gaming is the only game store going out of business?
Well,
Walmart.
Sam,
Walmart, that's why.
because they have a bad business model. They do a lot of anti-consumer practices, and they waste a lot of store space, storage space, and general money on useless crap no one buys.
I'm pretty
That
sure
might be it.
they probably have more keychains and crappy action figures than games.
And
They just need to become like a gaming lounge.
You know what would make them cool?
If they became a gaming lounge that sells games?
Yeah, that, and also if I could go to a GameStop, grab the game off a shelf, take it to the counter, and buy it. Instead of finding a thing on the shelf, going to the guy, asking if they haven't, they don't, and then you're like, do they have it for this? And they're like, yeah, I guess. And then you have to get what you didn't want of a higher price.
Or they just
go, let me check in the back, and then they are gone for 20 minutes.
And then they go in the back
and
they play on their phone, and then they walk back out.
So I don't have this game, but I found this Funko Pop of a little cheese man. Would you like this instead?
Would you like the Cheese Man Funko Pop?
Or
I have a Danny DeVito as the Penguin Funko Pop. Would you like this?
I have a Funko Pop of that one scene from The Office where Michael Scott is in his underwear. Is that what you wanted?
I have a Funko Pop of a TV of a certain episode of The Office where Michael's doing a certain thing. And in the TV show, they all look like Funko Pops.
I have a Funko Pop of Mr. Funko himself.
That's a real Funko.
Popping.
Or you're like, hey, I would like to buy a new copy of this game. And they're like, okay. They realize the shelf case is the last one they have, and they take a disc, and they pop it in the shelf copy, and they make you pay full price for it. A copy of a game, probably 19, at least like 40 people have touched with their bare hands.
They know how to run a company over there at GameStop.
That's right. Remember when Reggie was there for like a week and then
gave up? Because he realized that
You know what GameStop needs to do?
NFTs. What NFTs are you going to even get from GameStop? What do they have?
No,
The GameStop logo?
What? Like, yeah, I don't know. What are they going to do? Like, what?
If they were smart, they'd start closing stores. One.
They already did that.
Two, they'd reformat how they have the entire interior of the store be and how they do business. But they won't, because they're idiots.
Yeah.
They will just keep selling weird junk that no one buys.
Mostly. Well, actually, they took all the T-shirts out.
They just moved them into that corner.
No. What GameStop should do is become more like Micro Center and have like tons of like headsets and gaming gear and stuff. Because if you go to Micro Center, they have more stuff than GameStop that you get. Like they have headphones, they got games, they got controller mods and all that junk. Or you can go get PC parts and stuff. Like you go to GameStop and there's like that one wall of games, and then the rest of it's like
just
a Funko
garbage.
Pop of
I think
Michael
the biggest
Scott.
problem with GameStop is that their stores are either like little closets crammed into a strip mall, and you feel like you're going into like a shady drug deal when you go in, or they're in like spaces way too big for where they're supposed to be, and there's just a big empty room and just like empty cases lining all the walls.
Yeah.
Like those are the only two GameStops you'll ever find.
And then you go to the counter and the guy goes, I'm Jeremy, my game.
My name's Garmin, and I'm here to sell you.
You have
Do you have a pro membership? Oh,
Do you want a pro membership?
our friend Nick was trying to
What's
buy
the
the Halo version of the
number?
Xbox, right?
Uh-huh.
So he goes to GameStop. He goes, you have the Xbox Series X. They go, no. He goes, can you tell me where it is? They go, you
No.
have to be a pro member for us to tell you where it is.
Where to buy a product from us?
Yup. He goes, okay, how much is a pro membership? They go, it's like $20 a year, something like that.
Yeah.
He goes, do you guys have the Halo Xbox? They go, nope, that's online only, and it's gone. And he goes,
It's gone.
and he goes, okay, well, I guess I'm buying it at Walmart. Buys it at Walmart and leaves.
The Series X?
Walmart's not even the best
They had it
place
at
to
Walmart?
buy games, but at least Walmart, like...
It was $1,000, and it was online only.
At least Walmart has stuff.
Yeah.
GameStop doesn't have stuff.
Walmart, you go to Walmart, and it's not a
the
big
game buying
selection.
experience of Walmart is so much worse.
But it's not, but at least, like, you see it and it's there.
Yeah, but then you have to go, excuse me. They ignore you.
no, I hate
You go,
that.
excuse me.
And then- no,
a
no.
different employee goes, do you need something? And you go, yeah, can you unlock the game case? And he goes, no. Then he goes back to what he's
Let
doing.
me go
You
get someone who
Hang on,
can."
excuse me, can you unlock the game case? He goes,
No, I remember
fine.
when you bought your Series
And he
S.
walks across the store to the photo station and goes, Meredith, can you unlock the game case? She goes, no. I don't have the keys. Let me call Janet. She calls Janet. Janet, can you come unlock the Xbox thing? She goes, no, I'm on break. It's gonna be another 30 minutes.
I've had that happen to me before.
Yeah. She hangs up the phone, tells Jeremy she's on break. He walks his way back over to the game station. Janet's on break. You go, who's Janet? He goes, the lady with the key. You go, why isn't there more than one key? And he goes, because we're Walmart and this is how we do business here. And then you go, okay, screw this. I'm going to Amazon.
My experience with Walmart is whenever you go there to buy a game,
No one has keys.
They always give the one set of keys to the oldest, slowest person there. I'm not kidding. It's every time.
I think they have a race. Like every year, and whoever the slowest member is gets the key to the Xbox.
Like people are always walking through that hallway where the games are, right? Because
the break room is right behind them.
The storage room is behind them, so all the young people are always walking back and forth. You flag someone down. I'm like, hey, I want to unlock a thing. They're like, okay, I'll go find someone. They go find a guy who then goes and finds a guy who finds a guy. And then that guy has the keys, but he's 79 years old
I remember
with a hunch on his back and can barely walk.
When we went with Sim to buy a Series S, they went and got this poor old man. And he was just walking like this
And
for
then
like 30 minutes.
And then he gets there and he unlocks it. And you go, this one, and he goes, this one, and you're like, no, that one. And then he goes, okay, that one. And then he grabs it, and then he closes it, he locks the case, and then he has to walk over to the checkout counter. And then you just feel bad because
you're making this poor 80-year-old man hobble around the store.
And you have to like walk at his speed to not like rush in front of him.
Oh my
So you're like tiptoeing over.
You're taking like one step every 5 minutes.
One time me and Tucker went to Walmart, and there's this lady that's always there. And
for our Australian friends, Walmart is a grocery store.
It's a grocery store.
But they sell more than groceries.
They
They
have
sell clothes, home goods.
Yeah, it's like a
they don't have
supermarket
those.
place. Anyways,
It's like Target, but they sell food.
Me and Tucker were there.
Target also sells food.
In America.
Or do they not sell food in Australia?
No, in Australia it's a home goods store.
Okay, anyways.
Kohl's is their grocery store.
Me and Tucker were at Walmart.
Which in America only sells clothes.
And we were in the game section. And we were just like looking around. And this lady that's like always there goes, "Hi, boys. How are you doing today?" We're just like, "Oh, good. Thank you."
I've just started kicking them. Just kicking the elderly people.
What are you talking about?
Get in my way. I just kick them. I kick them to the floor.
My laryngitis is
Cool, Tucker.
my chronic back pain is kicking up again.
Hey, get out of here, you little punk!
No, Walmart is the worst.
I don't understand. They have so many people working there, and I'm not even joking, every time they give the keys to the oldest guy.
No, but
I think if Walmart had half the employees, they would operate twice as fast.
I don't know.
Probably.
Walmart?
Yeah.
No, I have had that thing where they're on break. I've legitimately...
No, that happened to us when we were getting the Xbox.
No, that happened to me before that. Like,
Yeah.
I was there to buy, like some game. I don't even remember what it was. But I went there, and I asked the guy, and he went, okay. And he went to the photo booth, because for some reason they keep the game cases at the photo booth, the game keys. And, like, she gets the lady over there, and he's like, oh, wait, that's whoever has that. And then he's like, okay. And then he goes and finds whoever, and they're literally on break. And they're, like, sitting over, like near where the game cases are. And they're like, they're on break right now. Give us 5 minutes. And I'm like, you can't just take the keys from them and walk over here and unlock it, and then I can check out. It's Walmart's the best place to buy games is Amazon or Best Buy.
Yeah.
One time when I was at
If you want to
Walmart-
buy a physical game right now, you go to Best Buy because they're in the plastic cases, but you can take it off the shelf. You can walk over to the counter, and then when you check out,
The only problem is their game selection is apocalyptic.
yeah, no, they
Every
never
time
have
you go
anything.
over there, there's 2 copies
It's
of
empty.
Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah.
1 copy of Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze for the Switch, and then 2 copies of that weird, like, 2.5D platforming game that was made by the Sonic people for the Wii U. There's, like, no games. But it is the best place to buy
video
game
games.
stuff.
And if you're smart, you just go to the internet and just buy it off Amazon.
But you're not supporting the local game companies. Just because they charge
I don't think
$80.
Target's local game company. Target's okay too. Target also does the plastic.
Target's actually probably the
Target's
second
okay.
best.
Half their games are in the plastic cases and just on a shelf, but half are in like
That box thing.
they're in like the and you have to like get
I don't
a
think I've
guy.
ever bought a game at Target.
I think I have one. We've bought one.
I've bought peripherals from Target, but I don't think I've ever bought a game there.
We bought Pokken Tournament for the Wii U there one time.
Oh yeah, we
paid
did.
for an hour.
We had to get a guy to
That's
come over and like get it out of the shelf.
Yeah,
They do the same thing,
but he came over pretty quick, and he.
but
actually
only
knew
to
what
like
was going
I
on.
don't understand why they do that to some, but like the newer games are like behind the shelf.
Yeah,
And then like older stock is just like is just like sitting there.
yeah. The newer
Like
games
in
are on like a
open-
display,
Yeah.
and then the the back catalog is in like a cabinet.
Except for some of the new games, which are just open.
Except for the
and
really
they're
old
laying
games,
out.
which are just like just sitting on like a shelf.
Well, the really old games
like the
are always
Xbox, like the Xbox
yeah,
One and
the really
PS4
old games are always just like in like a
shelf in the back by all the like
Or in a
weird
pile or
microphones.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's where Woogie Gunky's fun night at the Fun Town.
that's
Yeah.
Checkers party quiz.
$5 on the Wii.
Have you seen? Have you seen Checkers party quiz,
Sam.
Tucker?
Look up Checkers. Just look it up so we can get it over with. Checkers.
One time,
Is it Checkers, a party, or a quiz?
one time,
Checkers party quiz.
It's me, Checkers. Hey,
This is Checkers party quiz.
Welcome to our very.
It's me.
Why does it go so fast?
I don't know. Anyway,
Collins?
yeah, that's
Checkers.
One time I was
Checkers party quiz.
I feel dirty saying Checkers.
It doesn't sound good. It's not bad, but it just sounds like a word that's almost bad.
when I first got the PS5, I was just like looking through the PlayStation store, and I found like 20 of these games. And it was just like Ball Puzzle Volume 1.2,
Well, that's shovelware's
and
always.
then
Shovelware's
Ball
always-
Puzzle
That's always been a thing.
1.5.
As soon as digital stores became a thing, shovelware was
No, but
everywhere.
have you seen that that Donkey video where he's reviewing like that rapper's video game collection where every single one he's like
Oh,
best game
yeah,
of
yeah,
all
yeah.
time.
This- this
No, he
was
keeps saying
an
a
OG.
classic. He says
Yeah, this was
everything's
a
a classic.
Hitman
One of
2,
those
that's a
was
classic.
Checkers party quiz.
I love that video.
Donkey was like, "What the heck is Checkers?"
My favorite
But
Donkey
yeah,
video
Alright,
is is he just calls Party City and goes, do you have Marvel stuff? And they go, yeah. And he goes, I hate Marvel.
just hangs up.
And then he calls again and he goes, hey, do you guys have Star Wars stuff? And they go, yeah. And he goes, I hate Star Wars. It's like 2 minutes long. And that's all he does the entire time.
Those are my favorite bits where he'll just like call Taco Bell and ask for a pizza, and they're like, "We don't have pizza." And he's like, "Oh, should I order for Pizza Hut?" And they're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Okay." And he just hangs up. And the
He
employee
calls
just-
pizza.
I know, and then sometimes he'll call like Taco Bell and do that, but the employee will be like, "We're gonna call the police if you do this again." He's like, "Okay."
No, did you see one time he called them and they were like, "Donkey, is this you?"
Yeah,
he was
no.
like, "Oh crap."
You know, it was a lady,
There
she's
was a
like,
there's a YouTuber called CDogVA, and used to his big thing was like he would prank call scammers, like that was his, but he would do like a British butler voice. That was like his gimmick, right? And at one, he started doing like his ad reads to the scammers, where he would call them and then just start doing his ad read. Anyway, what's next? Is that it
That's
for
a
gaming?
good bit. We should steal that.
We should start doing that. We should
But
start
not
every
scam
episode
callers,
with a prank call.
Just no, like call people we know.
Yeah.
And then just read out ads.
Yep.
Just be like, "Hey, Gerald, I know you're at the hospital right now, but do you know Audible has the
Do you know
largest
Bookwalker
selection?"
has the biggest selection of manga? All right. Anyway, on to TV news.
Yes.
The Mandalorian season 3 adds Christopher Lloyd to the cast. Is he still alive?
Apparently,
He's still mobile?
he's pretty. He's
Isn't he like 90?
He's like 92. He's a
Is
very
he going
old
to
man.
live to see himself in this show?
He looks fine.
Yeah,
Well,
sort
he
of.
doesn't look fine.
He looks
He
decrepit.
looks his age.
Yeah.
He is 80. No, he's only 83.
That's
Only
still
83.
pretty freaking old. Okay, who do you think Christopher Lloyd would play?
some old guy.
Lloyd,
Like just a new
Garmadon.
character?
Yeah, he's gonna be a new
Yeah,
character.
I don't
They're-
see him playing
They're
any
doing
legacy
an
character.
Ninjago crossover, and he's gonna play Lloyd
Funny bit.
Garmadon.
No, you know how they're
Hey,
going
Max.
to they're going to Mandalore this season.
Yeah.
I think it'll be like he'll be like one of the Mandalore elders or something. He'll be one of the old guys who's been like, I was here for the war.
Yeah. Nobody knows.
But he'll also be a wacky scientist.
Yeah.
Wacky scientist.
Because, you know,
Oh my God.
Marty,
we gotta make the time machine, Marty.
No, he just plays Doc Brown.
He's just Doc Brown in the Star Wars universe.
Like they're trying to fight the stormtroopers in it.
Marty, we went all the way into a galaxy far, far away a long, long time ago, Marty. And Marty's there. He's like,
No.
oh, gee, Doc, oh, man.
He just wants to turn the Mandalorian spaceship into a DeLorean. Like, that's all he wants to do. So they're like trying to escape.
Like, hey,
and he's
Mando, you know this would be way cooler if you put a nuclear fusion reactor on it.
It's like, who are you?
He just pops up on every world, like, unannounced. It's like, hey, Mando,
I made
you this helmet.
I made you a DeLorean shaped helmet. He's like,
what is
who are you?
Alrighty, a Kung Fu Panda sequel series is coming to Netflix, and Jack Black will return to voice Poe.
So this is not the first.
This is
Kung
like the
Fu Panda.
third Kung Fu Panda sequel
There was
series.
one on Nickelodeon for a while,
but
that
it wasn't with Jack Black. It was with another voice
and then
actor.
there was another one on I think
Prime.
Prime.
Yeah.
That was also a follow up. That was also not Jack Black.
Yeah.
But they're doing another one on Netflix. The third network that will be.
Is this
will
part
be
of the
Jack Black.
DreamWorks Netflix deal where every movie they make gets a show?
Was that a deal they made?
Yeah, remember that's why.
I know they have a. I know
That's
they have
why
a
there's
deal.
3 seasons of Boss Baby.
I know they have a deal, but I guess this because it's this must be contractual. It's weird that they're developing new series because obviously they have Peacock now.
Yeah,
NBC
is
does.
this? I'm confused. Is this
Universal.
like in place of a 4th movie? Is this canon? Because like the other shows existed,
presumably,
but they weren't really canon. Like nothing that happened in them
if
ever
Jack
came
Black
up.
is in it, like it has
It's
to
canon.
count.
Yeah. Are all the other voice actors returning as well, or is it
as
just
far
Jack
as we-
Black?
It'll probably just because it'd be too expensive to get all of them.
Because
It'll probably
Bruce
just be
Lee
Jack.
was Monkey, right? And like, or was it Jackie
Bruce
Chan?
Lee was dead. For
That's
like
right. Bruce
40
Lee's dead. It was
years.
Jackie Chan.
Jackie
Yeah,
Chan.
I get them
And
mixed
it
up.
was Angelina Jolie was Tigress. And,
Yeah.
and I don't.
Someone else was
Probably
the other
not.
people.
It'll probably just be him. Because
I'd be surprised if they got Jack Black and not the rest. Like that's weird.
Jack Black seems like he'd be more keen to do just a,
Like a funny,
cartoon-
goofy
like
thing.
A cartoon.
Yeah.
Like I'm presuming like the rest
Angelina
of the
Jolie's a little too highbrow for
yeah.
that sort of stuff.
Well, I mean, she did it. She did the movies, but like, I don't think she would be like, I'm gonna do a Netflix cartoon. Like,
I mean, has she been in Netflix stuff before?
I mean, probably, but if it's like a Netflix movie or like,
Yeah.
like whenever big stars do Netflix stuff, it's always like a prestigious drama
Well, that's
series.
what I'm saying.
Or
Is
whatever.
this going to be like more sort of a goofy, silly situation, sort of like the original show, or is this going to be a more dramatic sort of a la
probably
the
a
movies?
goofy, silly situation?
Because the movies are, I mean, there's goofy, silly moments, but the heart of the movie is
They're mostly
generally pretty
goofy,
serious.
silly.
Like there are,
Two was darker, but 1 and 3 are pretty goofy, silly.
yeah. I mean, there's still some like more dramatic moments though. Like it's not like
Yeah,
what would be an example? It's not like a Pixar movie where you know everyone's having a chill, fun, happy, old go lucky time. Like Oogway straight up dies on screen.
well, no, he doesn't.
Yeah, he
He
does.
turns into rose petals or whatever.
Yeah, and then the freaking little dude is like, "Oh my gosh, my buddy's dead. I'm crying on a mountain by myself now."
I love death in kids movies.
So cool. Anyway,
My favorite is when the main villain tries to kill the child. Those are my
huh?
like in kids movies.
He's talking about the peacock when he
In
tries
Kung
to
Fu Panda 2,
when he.
No, I'm talking just generally in kids
or
movies.
just generally
No,
speaking?
no, 'cause-
Shut up.
No,
Who
no.
is the king in the
Let me
Bible?
talk! In a lot of kids movies, the bad guy always like tries to kill the main protagonist. For some reason, that's just in, like
Generally, because that's their enemy
like
and they
in
want them
Sing
dead.
2, where he just tries to murder the koala.
Max, what point are you trying to make? That
don't know,
guy,
it's just
bad
weird when-
dudes trying to be doing killing?
Nah, it just is weird.
Well,
when
what
you're,
were you
like,
saying?
trying to
Who's
kill,
the
like,
king
a
and what?
six-year-old.
Who's the pharaoh in the Bible who like tries to kill all the like the little kids, like all the babies?
That wasn't
The pharaoh.
that. Oh,
Is it just Pharaoh? I think they just call him Pharaoh.
yeah, I think he was just called Pharaoh. I mean,
Yeah,
probably had
they
a
were
name.
pulling a Moses.
His name was John
when
Smith.
in Kung Fu Panda 2 when he pulls the Moses, the peacock does.
Yeah.
Has to kill all the babies. It's a kids' film.
kids,
He
it's
tried
a
to kill
family
the
picture.
panda babies. He was
That's what
just
I'm
racist.
saying.
He did a genocide.
Yeah,
He
he
just
did a
a-
genocide.
The big
Well,
old
he didn't get
panda
everyone.
racist.
he did a genocide.
Well, he did do a genocide, but he didn't get everyone.
Genocide in a
He
kids
wasn't
movie.
successful
He
for
only
the most part.
genocided a
He
few.
was pretty successful. One of them survived.
No, because there was the rest of them.
Yeah, there was the village, but that
And they
was
were
that
all,
was
like-
a retcon.
Yeah, they.
Well, no, because at the end of 2, they're all there.
Yeah, but they're in a different place.
Well, it's not a retcon if it's in the original thing.
It's fine, whatever. Anyway, what else do we have? John Cheadle,
John Cheadle?
not John Cheadle.
John
Don
Cheadle.
Cheadle will return as War Machine in Secret Invasion.
He's just popping up and stuff. He's Armor Wars is still supposed to happen with him.
Yeah,
Right, I forgot
so
they
he's gonna
existed.
be.
I'm surprised
In the movies?
because he's in his 60s, right? He's not.
He's not that old, is he?
He's 57.
I mean, that's getting up there.
I mean, he doesn't have to do anything. I mean, it's the Iron
Yeah.
Man suit.
he just has to
He
be.
just has to show up as like the guy.
Yeah, he just has to voice act basically.
Do you think they actually have? Because you know how he has the leg braces now or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they actually have those as a prop, or do you think those are CGI?
I mean, that's probably a prop that they CGI
Because
stuff
based on
onto.
what everything Marvel does, I'm the prop.
Because he limps in the movie. So do they just tell
You
him
know
to
what it
limp, or did
probably
they put
is?
him in a?
He
thing?
probably has one at the top and one at the bottom, and then the
They
entire
CGI the middle
The
part.
middle is CGI.
Yeah, they probably do something stupid like that.
because that's the part that bends, and they don't want to have
That's so dumb.
Having to build a thing would be too much work.
Yeah,
Just have the computer.
just
yes.
have that poor man in the
You
animation
know, he missed
department do
only
it.
2 of his kids' birthdays. The third one,
The third kid didn't matter that much anyway. What was I gonna say? Don Cheadle is he's gonna be in it. I
Secret
guess.
Invasion. Like,
How
obviously,
do you do Secret Invasion when the Skrulls are the good guys?
or when there's like no major characters and it's a TV show.
Yeah. Like all of the main characters from that story, aside from Captain Marvel, are basically not Avengers anymore.
Yeah.
Because the big reveal or the big like twist was that Captain America had been a Skrull for several years, and he had been
Well,
using
multiple characters have.
yeah, and but it was Captain America specifically because he was using his image as an American symbol to gain favor, through the media to like garner the Skrull like support for the Skrull invasion.
Yeah.
That was like that was one of the big betrayals of the series or whatever. Like
No,
Captain America's gone, Iron Man's
my
gone.
guess is this will mostly just be like Nick Fury and his friends, like finding like low-level government agents who are
so like Agents of
Skrulls.
Shield 2.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And since that,
Because who's going to be secretly invading? The Kree? The Kree are basically a
No,
non-threat
it's
at
gonna
this
be
point.
the Skrulls. It's just
Why would they secret invade? They're
I
good
think
guys.
some of them are gonna be bad.
There's just like a terrorist cell of Skrulls.
Yeah, I guess
So lame.
they can't do Super Skrulls either because that's too big.
And I think, well, no, they bought Fox.
No, they own
Yeah.
them now. They do.
They couldn't do it before because for some reason,
because
Fox
they were
owned
a
them.
Fantastic Four thing.
yeah.
Because that's when they first popped up, so they couldn't use them.
The rights for this. Even though they did.
I think. Yeah, because Fox had. I think they both had rights to the Skrulls because they were gonna do them in Dark Phoenix,
And then they didn't. 'cause
and then Captain Marvel was
came
coming out at the same time, so they had to like reshoot.
And they could have just done it. Who cares?
Instead,
anyway,
they were different shape-shifting aliens
with basically the
with
exact
the
same powers.
same powers.
All right. Yeah. Okay. That's all cool. Netflix Resident Evil series will release on July 14th.
Sam, they rebooted the movies. It didn't work. 7 months later, we're gonna do a show now.
Raccoon City. I know someone who saw that movie
In theaters.
in theaters.
Oh, one of 4.
Yeah, she saw the movie.
What does she think?
She said she forgot what happened.
That's when you know
But she
it's
knew it was bad. Yeah. So yeah. Resident Evil.
think
I
they
guess.
just did an anime series like last year with this too.
Did they?
Yeah, with the Resident Evil. Why do they keep trying to make this like a big multimedia thing?
When was the last? I mean, there was Resident Evil Village, but
That came. The games are like always get critical.
Yeah.
acclaim. But like they did like 7 movies with like Mila Jokovic or whatever, and then they're doing animes. We're doing a Netflix live action show at the same time. We just tried to reboot a live action movie franchise.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird franchise. I don't really get it.
All right, Sam. Daniela Melchior from Suicide Squad, Ratcatcher,
Okay, yep.
Just join the cast of Fast and Furious 10.
Of course, I'm following.
We're adding more to the family.
Yay. Woo. How do you think she's going to be related to them somehow?
Does Dom have a... No, Dom has a sister. Does he have a niece?
Does he have
Maybe he can have
brothers
a niece.
and sisters that have kids?
Maybe John Cena had a kid.
Maybe John Cena has a sister that is somehow not
Related
related to Dom somehow.
No, they could do that.
Maybe he has an ex-wife who has a child that is his.
No, they already did a plot line where he had a kid with a different girl that wasn't his wife.
Yeah,
Or
but
they
this time we're
married?
doing it with John Cena though.
Just do the same thing.
Yeah,
but
but just with a
and now
different guy.
she's like 30 instead of like 2.
Uh-huh.
Why not? Jason Momoa's. I mean, it'll probably end up being Jason Momoa's sidekick.
Or do you think there's going to be a rival family who are basically the same?
Oh,
Like there's
they
just going
haven't
to
done that
be
yet.
just going to be a second family.
They're just like they look the same.
yeah, it'll be like that Gumball episode where they fight their knockoffs.
Chinese knockoffs.
Yeah, except for
but
it's
it's like they look like Jason Momoa is like their
Vin Jason
Diesel,
Statham or whatever.
Daniela Melchior is like their what's her face, Michelle Rodriguez. Like it's literally just
Yeah,
like
there's just a parallel to each one, and they're like perfectly matched, and they're like punching each other's fists, and like no one can take
remember the
anyone
part-
down.
Remember the part in F9 where they're like John Cena and Vin Diesel are fighting, and they like punched at the same time because they have equal power because they're both brothers.
Yep, that's how it works. Even though one of them has been trained by the military, and
My
one of them
favorite part of this
just
is
a guy.
is that they're splitting instead of doing 10 and 11, they're doing 10 part 1 and 10 part 2.
Mm-hmm. Imagine living in a universe where your Avengers are just like
Some
guys who steal DVD
who
players.
used to steal DVD players. There's a big nuclear bomb heading for New York.
What do
Quick,
we do?
Call Dom Toretto.
He's got a
Used
plan.
car salesman.
He's got a tank, probably, or
And
maybe a
afterward-
drone or something
Afterward, we'll watch Godzilla 2 on his DVD player
that he stole from Best Buy. All right. Yep.
No,
Cool.
I am 100% expecting them to bring back Paul Walker with CGI again.
Yeah, of course.
Just like fully there.
Yeah, I think he'll have a major role because it's the last one.
We're at the point where they like before they did it where like he was just like in a car and it was for
Yeah.
a second. We're at the point where they would not hesitate to just have him be there for like fully throughout the entire.
Yeah, and again, I feel like when it comes to CGI people being like brought back to life for movies, I feel like if they would have been in the movie had they not died, especially since he died relatively young as well, that like
Yep.
I feel like that's a little bit more palatable because like if he was still alive, and by all intents and purposes, he should still be alive. It was a tragedy.
Yeah.
It would like he should, you know, I could see them doing that and it being a little bit less jarring than like, you know, when they bring back people to be in movies that like they like
I know
the Rebel Without a Cause guy who's being put in a
when
movie,
they're like, we're gonna bring back James Dean,
even though like the family doesn't
an actor who's been
want
dead
them
for
to.
60 years.
And it was only in one movie.
It was in 3 movies. No, but I know for 7, when they CGI'd him for a couple, so they got his brother and then they like mocapped his face like
Mhm.
onto his brother. They'll probably just do that again.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They'll use that computer
Why
to
not just
synthesize
recast
his
him
voice.
as his brother?
Because I don't think his brother's an
He's been off
actor.
screen for long enough that we could just.
His brother's not an actor. You'd have to get him to like train to be an actor.
Okay, how hard is it to be in a Fast and Furious movie?
That's a good
Vin
point.
Diesel is in those movies,
John Cena's
and
in
he
the
might
movie.
as well have an acorn for a brain.
Yeah, you're right. It's probably not hard.
I'm pretty sure if you X-ray his brain is like an almond.
They've gone to space. I think you have to go evil other family.
Yeah.
Like how else? Where do you go?
Who's done parallel missions?
Yeah, no. Well, but they're evil. They're evil missions.
Yeah.
They stole DVD
They were
players.
secretly behind everything this whole time.
You know how
Yeah, Don
Fast and
Cheadle,
Furious,
Max.
they start off as like stealing DVD players and then they become like superheroes.
Uh-huh.
They started off being like a good like local crime stoppers who became like supervillains.
Uh-huh.
And they're gonna have to fight in space.
They are going to have to fight. Do you think they'll fight on the International Space Station?
No, but they'll
Like
Like
Interstellar?
You know what? There'll probably be a scene where they're on top of an
they'll
airplane.
fight on the moon.
No.
Yes.
How? That'd be boring.
They went to space in the last
No,
one.
but like that'd be boring because they'd be like floating,
Well, they'll make it cool. They'll give them space guns.
like rocket suits.
They'll give them moon guns and
You guys talking about
jetpacks.
Nancy
moon
Drew?
guns. Shut up.
Yeah, Max, we're talking about Nancy Drew, child detective person.
Child
She
detective.
fought people in space.
Sam.
All right, what's next? CW renews almost its entire scripted lineup. This includes The Flash Season 9, Superman and Lois Season 3, Riverdale Season 7, All American Season 5, Walker Season 3, Kung Fu Season 3, and Nancy Drew Season 4.
Now, a lot of you are probably asking, why? No one can.
Now there are still several series that are in limbo for renewals. That includes Naomi, which just premiered its first season a couple of months ago.
No.
Legends of Tomorrow, which is currently in its 7th season.
Ow.
Batwoman, Dynasty, Charmed, Legacies, and All American Homecoming.
So I think Batwoman and Legends of Tomorrow are done. I think Naomi will get another season
think
just
no-
because it didn't even really get a chance to start.
Naomi hasn't been picked up yet because it's just too early on. It'll get
Yeah.
picked up here in a few weeks. But Batwoman, I think, will get picked up. Legends, probably not.
Legends should have ended
Seven
long ago.
7 seasons is about 7 seasons too
Legends
long
should have
for that
ended in
show.
season 2 when Rip Hunter like sacrifices himself or whatever, or season 3, whatever season he blows
I
himself
know there are a
up.
lot of big.
He was the only good character in that show.
I know there are like a couple like really big fans of that show
Mhm.
because it just went off the rails. It like jumped the shark like 6 seasons ago.
They like
it's not a DC thing.
not only
anymore.
did they jump the shark, but they then put the shark in a tank, put that tank over 17 other sharks, and then jumped over that shark on a shark. So they basically jumped over 18 sharks, but one of those sharks was above the other sharks, jumping them in a different tank.
Sam, do you know where the phrase "jump the shark" came from?
When some guy jumped over a shark,
In what?
probably water,
In what thing?
probably Aquaman.
No, Sam, you idiot! It's from Happy Days.
Of course it is.
The sitcom Happy Days. When they got to like season 10,
Mm-hmm.
they ran out of ideas, so the Fonz got on a jet ski and jumped over a shark.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, okay, but Flash for season 9, it'll become the longest running Arrowverse series. Arrow was 8 seasons. Flash will be
So
9.
do we just call it the Flashverse now? Since number one, Arrow's not even around anymore.
I think Arrow. It should still be called the Arrowverse because that's like what
Like an
started
homage
it.
to its
That's what started it.
creator.
Like it wouldn't have been a thing without Arrow.
Here's my
being-
question.
It probably could have been a thing
Here's my
without
question.
Arrow. I feel like if the Flash had come out and Arrow never came out,
Okay.
it would have been just as popular.
Arrow got it off to a start because Arrow was actually good when it came out,
That's because it was just Batman when it came out.
but like it was good.
It was
Like,
literally just
no,
Batman.
but if the Flash would have been the one that started it, it wouldn't have been as popular because
No, the
Flash
Flash
season
was also really good
Flash
when it
season
came
1
out.
was fine, and then in 2 it started to dip.
No, Flash season 2
well,
was
like
just as good
Arrow
as season 1.
season 1 and 2, that was like a climb.
I
that
hold
kept getting
firm
better.
that Flash was good until season 3. And then season 3 is when it went off the rails.
Season 2 was fine, but it was like the same as season 1. Like it
Well,
was
but it
not a lot
resolved all the like character arcs that were left over from season 1. Like they finished most of the character stories. Season 3 was fine, but like it didn't really need to happen. Like it was okay, but like it was just kind of like okay, cool. What I guess that's the thing. I guess.
And then in 4
And
was
then
when it got
Savitar is when it got really dumb.
dumb. Yeah, Savitar
then-
was dumb.
Who did they fight in season 5?
The
Knife guy?
Sam 4 was the Thinker.
Right, the Thinker.
His plan was to make everyone
Everyone's stupid. And then they
he was
fought
smart.
Knife Guy, whose
And yeah,
power was
5
that he had a regular
5 was
knife.
Knife Guy, and then 3 episodes before the season ended, they introduced his daughter from the future, who was also an evil Knife Guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 6, it was
Blood work.
was it Bloodwork?
And then it like halfway through the season,
Right, and then it became Mirror
Godspeed, I think,
Master.
or Mirror Master.
And then in 7, it was the Speed Force and also Godspeed. And then it was Despero. And right
Despero
now,
the mouse from the movie The Tale of Despero.
Uh-huh. And now it's the showrunners. The showrunners.
Showrunners are the enemy now. All right,
But anyway, season 9, definitely its last season.
it needs to end.
It come on. Just kill
It's
it.
gonna get renewed,
Kill this thing.
and we're gonna lightsaber
No, it's
fight
got to end in
again.
2025.
No, they gotta just let it go.
We get 2 more years, Tucker. They could stretch it out for
I
2
know
more
Grant
years.
but like everyone in the cast is either gone or phoning it in.
Yeah.
Like Grant Gustin, part of his contract is that he like only has to be in like 14 of the 18 episodes or whatever.
But Tucker, he's got the boots now.
Candace Patton has been phoning it as Iris for like 6 straight years.
Okay, yeah, because after season 2, her character was pointless.
Yeah.
She was like the reporter who reported on
and
The Flash.
then they tried to give her something to do again, but by that
They
point
made her the
care.
leader of the team, but it made no sense.
She
had
has absolutely
no experience.
She has no emotional range.
Yeah. She just goes, Barry, we need to do this together. Because if we don't, I don't need to be here.
She always sounds like she's like half, like barely paying attention. And like, he'll be like, Iris, what do you do? And she's like, I don't run fast.
And she just gets upset over like stuff that makes no sense in the context of the show.
Yeah.
She's like, Barry, why are you the Flash? And he goes, because I'm
No,
the Flash.
Sam, we're the Flash.
No, Barry, we are the Flash.
Even though we're not.
Even though I
Barry,
contribute
I'm
nothing
kind of
to
your
the
sister.
No,
and
if
it's
she
kinda
wasn't
weird
there,
that we're
he
dating.
wouldn't run fast when he needed to run
If
fast.
I wasn't here, you wouldn't have motivation for those 2 episodes out of every season where I'm kidnapped. Or maybe the entire season where I'm kidnapped, and you just really don't seem to care all that much.
Barry.
And like,
Remember that season where she's kidnapped the
Yep.
whole time and he just doesn't really notice?
Yeah, no, it's like an evil copy. And he just
Who,
doesn't
for all
care.
intents and purposes, is not even evil.
No, and he's like happier.
Yeah.
And then he only gets sad when he realizes she's not real.
The show's not a good
But
show.
anyway, like Cisco left, Wells left,
Remember when Cisco
Joe
had
Joe
those
cool
is still
powers?
there,
Sorta.
but he's not a cop anymore. He's just some guy.
He also can't walk
Yeah, he also has horrible back problems.
and just sits. He's sitting down in every single.
Yeah, he's pretty much just
scene.
sitting.
Doesn't he also have a kid now?
Yes, but they pretty much never mentioned it.
Are they just gonna like have him come from the future and be like, "It's me, your future kid"?
Yeah,
it's
they'll
me."
do that at some point.
Yeah.
No, he has
Are there
another.
any other West?
He has another
kids?
one with Empath Lady,
Yeah, that's what I meant.
who they gave a tragic backstory to in this most recent.
Oh, she has a tragic backstory.
Yeah, she was like in a mental asylum or something.
What?
Yeah.
Just
Why?
like
Not a
Martha
retcon.
Stewart.
Okay.
Also,
Uh,
Eddie's coming back.
Eddie. Who's Eddie?
Remember from season 1?
No.
Eddie
The cop
Thawne?
guy? Yeah.
The one who's dead?
Yep, he's coming back.
The one whose death is the
Yep.
what?
He's gonna be back.
Is he back from the past?
No,
to the
the only
future?
fun part of the
Wouldn't
show.
Iris then be like? How does that work?
Shush. He hasn't come back yet, but he's gonna come back. Like he's gonna be.
Are they just gonna go to like another
He
universe?
was
where he's not
in an
dead?
episode. He was in the episode before last because they went to the past and he was there.
Mhm.
But he's gonna be back like later in the season for like some other reason.
Maybe they'll team up with him.
He'll be a villain or a hero or something.
Maybe they'll have to convince him to kill himself.
Oh,
Because like in the
it's just 3 episodes.
no, because
of
in
them-
the
of them
original
trying to get him to
in like
kill
the first
himself.
arc, he pretty much just decides like right then and
Yeah.
there, like, yup, it's time for me to shoot myself. And then like
I already got the gun.
like it seemed like to kind of come out of nowhere. Like maybe they gotta like, hey,
Well, he does it because he knows
listen.
like Iris isn't gonna be with him, and because
Listen.
like his aunts, his
You gotta-
his descendants evil.
you gotta kill yourself in order to fight this guy. Basically,
how are you
even though I'm the one with superpowers, and it should have been my job.
Well,
I
it's
just can't.
because Eobard comes back and he like shows him that he's like useless and he doesn't like amount to anything. He's like, oh, I guess I'll just shoot myself and die.
Guys, I'm back. Guys, so glad.
Kill yourself.
Oh,
Do it now.
they did bring back the original Eobard Thawne actor, but on
Finally?
Legends of Tomorrow, not on the Flash.
Yeah, no, he's been back on Legends of Tomorrow for like almost since the show was a thing.
No, but like he was the main villain for like season 2 or whatever. But he was in a small role in
And he got killed by the Black Flash almost like immediately.
No, but in the most recent Legends season,
Mhm.
he showed up for a little bit, and it was like the original guy. And I just haven't brought him back for the Flash. He's still
only on.
he's
Legends.
still Tom Cavanaugh.
Okay.
That show's really good, and they did not run out of ideas.
No, definitely not.
No, the only fun part of the show is whenever Impulse and XS show up, they obviously like like are happy to be there
because they're new.
because they're like newer.
Yeah.
So that's the only
They haven't
enjoyable
realized that
part.
their careers are over
Like even
yet.
Cisco in the later seasons, like the actor didn't care.
He was the only character that I feel like was like actually he's the only one who's a good actor.
He was
I
the
genuinely think
he
he's
was
the only one that's
who
a good
you were
actor.
like, I could maybe meet this person in real life.
Joe and Cisco, I feel like, are the best actors on the show.
I'm
Like the
Barry
actors that play
Allen.
them.
And
I'm
Tom
the
Cavanaugh
fastest
versus
in
Flash.
line.
Yeah,
He's really good.
Those three are the only good actors.
Yeah, they
on the
carried
show.
the show, and then everyone else is. The biggest problem is that everyone else in the show is written as like a plank of wood.
They have two emotions.
Yeah.
One, fight. Two, sad.
Yeah.
And that's it. Every time they're on screen, they're either fight or
Right.
they are sad.
Everyone on the show just walks around like this.
Or there's the one scene per season where they're all happy and there's that gross orange filter on the screen.
Yeah, they put the orange.
And they're just like,
They're in the orange filter. They're at the one outside set, which is the
or
backyard,
in Joe's house.
and they're just eating food. Like they do that constantly.
yeah, the only times they're allowed to be happy is when they're
when
in
they're
Joe's
eating.
backyard or in his living room.
And then in the next scene, something
Very-
bad happens.
yeah.
Barry, you have to
I
ride
hate
for
how
us.
every season is just one
Okay,
of them has a secret that they won't tell the others for no reason, and then it causes all of
Sam?
their problems, and then they tell them, and then all their problems are immediately
Sam.
fixed.
That is every CW show.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way any of the writers know how to write interpersonal character drama. It's just someone has a secret that they can't tell others for
There's
no
a
reason.
new villain. Oh, that's my dad. I don't know who this could be. If only we knew who this could be. It's my dad.
No, that's how it was on Riverdale too.
Oh.
It's like the
Yeah, they only know one way
the
to write
second
character
season,
drama.
there's a serial killer called the Black Mask. This is the second season.
Is this Batman?
There's a serial killer called the Black Mask, and it ends up being Betty's dad for literally no reason, just because like his dad was a serial killer,
So he
and
just
so
felt-
then he just
He
had
felt compelled.
no
Societal
and then
pressure.
They have like within their family, there is a genetic trigger that just causes you to become a serial killer. Like it just gives you like an evil half personality that makes you evil. Except for
So are they going to do that to Betty later on?
no, because for her, instead of being a serial killer, she puts on lingerie and a black wig and just has really hardcore sex.
That's
So,
pretty cool.
so the dudes turn into serial killer and the women
Just
turn
get
into
kinky.
prostitutes.
They wake up one morning and they go,
I'm kinky now. Yeah, no,
This is quality television.
yeah, no,
Anyway,
the show's terrible.
So Riverdale,
and
was
that only lasted for one season, by the way.
so Riverdale, they're on season 6, right?
Mhm.
So they started the season off with like a 5-episode arc with like Sabrina the Teenage Witch showed up,
Yeah, they did multiverse stuff.
and they did multiverse stuff.
The
and then
Archie
they,
multiverse.
then they took like a 4-month break, and then they
Mm-hmm.
came back like a week ago, and now Betty and Archie have superpowers.
Should I catch up on Riverdale just so we know what's going
Yes.
on? I don't know if I want to do that though.
You don't, but you should.
I don't know if I can subject myself. Where
I know people who watch that
Where did
show
I leave
legitimately.
off?
Like, I know people who watch that show unironically.
Oh, I stopped watching at the part where Archie was attacked by a bear and living in the woods, and then he passed out from blood loss, and then had a comatose dream where he kills himself, but like another version of himself.
Yeah.
And he kills him, and then he wakes up and he dyes his hair black, and then now he's mean to people.
You know what that kind of sounds like to me?
That's where I left off.
Spider-Man 3 movie.
Also with the evil pop rocks induced drug cult that was being led by by Archie's girlfriend's
Evil
drug
dad.
lord dad, whose wife
You
is
know what-
also the mayor because of an election that he committed fraud
you know
on.
What that sounds like
And then
to
he
me?
used her to
Marvel's
use martial
Runaways.
law to stop the cult members that were rebelling against him, who lived in an evil gay conversion school, from rebelling against him.
That happens to me.
So anyway, Superman and Lois was ready for season 3. I have not been. It's a good show, but I haven't been keeping up with it. I'm just gonna wait for the whole season to drop on HBO Max
Yeah.
to watch it. But also, let's Walker and Kung Fu were also renewed. Those are both reboots
What are
of
those?
old
What is
shows.
Kung Fu?
Yeah, what is Kung Fu?
Kung Fu is a reboot of a show from the 80s or the
this is
70s.
where a guy goes,
It was one of those shows where a guy just drives around in a car and like solves crimes.
What's the like Green Hornet but like less racist?
No, it was like
Wait, is it or more? Is it
No,
less or
you
more
know those
racist?
like Knight Rider. You know the shows where they just drive around and they go like to small town.
Yeah,
to small
like Green
town?
Hornet.
Yeah, it's that. It was
Yeah.
that, but the guy knew kung fu. And
So Green Hornet,
yeah,
except for if it was just about his racist sidekick.
no, it wasn't an Asian guy. It was a white
In Green
guy.
Hornet, it was.
A man.
Hey, this isn't Green Hornet.
Well, you get the point.
It's kung fu.
Yeah.
It's not Green Hornet.
But they're basically the same show.
There was like 95 shows in the 70s that were like
You
that.
know what the best part of the Green Hornet is?
What's that, Sam?
The show was released in black and white. So if they didn't tell you the car was green, you'd have no way of knowing it was
That's
green.
amazing.
Wait,
Anyway,
Tucker, I have a question. Is Kung Fu a little bit like Green?
a little bit, yeah.
So
Anyway,
would
and
you
then-
say it's basically
And then the
Green
reboot
Hornet?
on CW is it's like an Asian family now. Like they're Chinese now.
They should make it.
And I don't think it's like a town to town. I think they like just like they like fight people in like whatever Vancouver.
They
And
find people in Vancouver.
That's what
All
they're
those
filmed.
evil karate mob bosses in
Sam,
Vancouver.
guess what Walker is a reboot of?
Paul Walker's life.
Do you remember the TV show Walker, Texas Ranger with Chuck Norris?
No.
that's a reboot of.
There's a show
It's
called Walker, Texas
It's a
Ranger.
great reboot of the TV series Walker, Texas Ranger,
Tucker, why do you
starring
know
Chuck
this?
Norris.
Is Chuck
Why
Norris
do you
in
know
this?
this?
Then
No,
why does it exist?
because it's gritty and cool now. It's
I
got the
hate
guy
the dark
from
and gritty
Supernatural.
reboot.
I
Oh, that's
see-
what
Syndrome.
Nancy Drew is too. Nancy
In,
Drew
Yeah,
is
I
just
know, I'm
Riverdale.
aware. I think
It's
they
just
also
Riverdale
crossed
with
over with
Nancy Drew.
Archie at some point.
In Nancy
And then
Drew
All
season
American
4,
is about-
She should just she should get killed.
And then All American season is All American's about football. It's like a high school football drama.
I used to run drugs to support my nana. I didn't have time for football. Then you don't know the epic highs and lows, the ups and downs of high school football.
Cedric Smith, joke, University.
Oh man,
Sam-
Archie is such a bad. Or not
So if
Riverdale's
you-
such
just
a
in
bad
case,
show.
okay, so just in case you don't know, the CW, the only reason they renew any of their shows is if
because
they're
Netflix
doing well on Netflix.
Yeah, it foots the bill.
So if you watch them on cable, it doesn't matter. If you watch them on Netflix, that's what gets them renewed. That's how they pay for all of these.
yeah.
Okay, can
So-
we go to something else?
No, you know, we never did do that CW episode that we promised we'd do in the first episode.
Sam will do it eventually.
In the first episode
No,
of the
um,
McDonCast,
I'd like to make.
we said we would our third episode we would just talk about
Remind
CW and the
them.
state of CW,
Don't
and we
remind them.
just never did.
if we did, I'd just make like a video.
I think we should title this one the McCW
No,
episode.
let's not do that.
Yeah, we should.
Some none of
Let's
the
just
fans
pivot
are-
hardcore. Let's do all of our research live. So, CW, they might be bought by like a media group because CW, CBS and Warner Brothers want to sell them.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see which of these shows survive the possible dipping of all their executives and being replaced.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, Tom Cruise wouldn't allow Paramount to develop a Mission Impossible spin-off series. Tom Cruise
Didn't
by
want it.
himself has the sole authority to do
I
this.
think he either owns it outright or he owns part of the actual like IP. Like he bought it
Tom
for
Cruise
himself.
is actually a friend of the show.
So speaking of more,
pretty good pals.
He's not a
Did you-
more. He's a
did you see that,
Scientologist.
right?
Did you see that?
Or were those different?
That's completely different.
see
One
the ratings on
worships a
Rotten Tomatoes for Morbius?
spaceman named Xenu.
No, they don't worship him. He's just a guy.
He's just no. Xenu's a big alien, and he melted everyone and
No,
reincarnated.
no, no.
them
He
or
didn't
whatever.
melt them. He killed them all, froze their souls, and flew them to Earth in DC-10 shaped spaceships, which then fell into volcanoes, then melted. Then the souls were released and possessed humans, who then died and reincarnated so many times
Right.
that they forgot that they were mostly
We're allowed
aliens.
to make fun of Scientology on the show
because your religion's not
because
real.
it's a cult.
You're in a fake
and
religion.
if you're in Scientology,
You're crazy.
Get out.
Well, you're not crazy. It's really not your fault. You know, you kind of got manipulated
Yeah,
into the situation.
And
but
you're
basically
also
you need to
not
get out.
allowed to leave.
Yeah, or they like kidnap your family.
And they will also chastise you and try to ruin your entire life if you actually reveal what any of the actual teachings of Scientology
Which is what
are.
I just told you, by the way. They don't want you to reveal it
They
because
also won't tell you until you're at like a certain level
yeah,
or
you have
whatever.
to be like level 3 or level 4
yeah,
or whatever,
It's not a cult.
which you have to donate a certain amount of money to get to. They also have a secret handshake.
Yep.
Anyway,
And L. Ron Hubbard was a great guy.
he's the youngest Eagle Scout. Got Eagle at 13
Good for
You know
L.
who else
Ron.
did
because there
that?
were only like 3 ranks back then.
Because he went from Scout to
First
Eagle
class
Scout.
to Eagle. What, Max? Okay. All right. Tom Cruise. Yeah, we read that. Marvel developing a Nova project to be written by the Moon Knight writer. Could be a movie or series, but it's rumored to be a series.
It will be a series.
So, who cares?
I don't know. It's pretty neat. I like me.
Not in the MCU, though. In the MCU, the Nova Corps is like totally, completely inept.
But Thanos killed all of them, but like off screen.
Off screen.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Are we
So-
going to see that? I feel like they're going to show us that.
Probably. We're probably going to
Yeah.
flashback. But I think they're. His origin in the comics is that they're all dead, and he finds the helmet, and it's possessed with all their spirits or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And so he has all of the Nova Corps knowledge, and also that he gets the power to shoot lasers and fly. And they'll do that.
And if he gets extra mad, the helmet turns black and he gets super powerful.
Yeah.
He's like
that's-
Dr.
yeah.
Fate. but
I don't know.
Yeah, he's like Dr. Fate, but not
There's
as
a couple
cool.
different versions of Nova. One is just like a guy.
But the best one is the one from
And then-
Marvel's Ultimate Spider-Man, the
And
cartoon
then
show.
one of them is like a teenage Hispanic kid.
That's the one from the
They'll
show I saw.
probably do that one.
They got to compete with Blue Beetle.
I think this is an easy way out of their Captain Marvel problem, because they're the same.
Because what's better than one Captain Marvel?
No, 'cause,
Two Captain
Because
Marvel.
the thing with Captain Marvel, right, is that she's the most powerful character or whatever. And people are mad because it's Brie Larson.
Mhm.
They're just gonna be like, well, now there's dude Captain.
Well, they're not
Marvel.
going to pivot because they're
They
giving
won't
her a
pivot,
whole
but they'll be
series.
like, if you hate Captain Marvel, well, there's dude Captain Marvel now too.
But
so
he's
don't
not
even worry
Thor.
about
It's
it.
different.
No, that because they'll be the same. They have the same powers.
Yeah.
like exactly the same.
Yeah, no. The only difference is Captain Marvel. Well, even no, Captain Marvel does wear a helmet.
Captain
sometimes.
Marvel got her powers from an explosion, and Nova's got a bucket on his head.
Yeah, gives him
Gives him
superpowers.
lasers.
He's basically just a really sucky Green Lantern.
Yeah, Nova is one of like the last major characters. They haven't done anything with. Yeah.
Not even major. He's just one of the characters they have left.
Yeah.
They're quickly
They're running out.
They're
We're
quickly
getting to,
draining the bucket.
She-Hulk level. When you get to She-Hulk, you know.
They need to pivot into the X-Men, and they need to do it quick. Because there are so many characters there that they haven't touched yet. That they need to start.
Once you bring out the mutants, you got like 40 million characters to
Yeah.
go
Just
through.
like the movie New Mutant.
What? What are you talking about? Why do you do this?
Why did we let this drunk man onto our podcast?
All right. Yeah. So Nova, it's a thing. Maybe. Who knows?
Sam, I have some fun news for you.
Oh, what fun news do you have
the
for me?
NBC syndicated daytime doc series Murray will end after 3 decades on the air.
What on earth is that?
You know the You Are Not the Father show?
Oh yeah, that guy.
It's ending.
I guess we found everyone's fathers.
How will I know who my dad
How will I
is?
know who my dad is? Don't you know that? Okay, for our
Paternity tests don't exist.
For our Australian friends in America, they don't tell you who your dad is until you end up on the NBC syndicated show Murray, where this old white dude with frizzy hair picks a random male and says that he either is or isn't your father, and then whether or not he is your father determines the rest of your life.
Yeah, and if you aren't the father, then you do a little dance.
And if you are the father, then you go, duh, no.
then you cry and you yell
and then you
you
beat,
scream
and
at
then you
your
abuse your
Guys.
girlfriend
and
off
then you
screen.
abuse
Guys,
your girlfriend.
guys, when are they doing this but with the woman? You are
You are the mother. You are
How
the
will we
mother. You are not the mother. And she
guy
goes,
gave
wait,
birth.
what?
I'm pretty sure.
What is that?
Where did it come from?
Where am I? Who are you?
the dad's like
They just kidnap and erase the memories of random women.
They wheel him out and they're like, who am I?
It's like that, you know that one? Did you watch Black Mirror?
No.
All right, never mind then.
I watched a few episodes.
There's, it's not important. Okay, movie time. Woo! The 6th installment in the Scream series will release on March 31st. 2023.
The Scream 5 directors and the writers will return along with the surviving cast members from the previous film. Sam, you loved Scream 5.
I didn't despise it with every fiber of my being.
I did.
They're cranking out a sequel about a year later.
Oh, woohoo.
They're pulling a Scream
so
2.
Excited. You know what it's going to be this time, right?
What, Sam?
TikTok stars. Here's the thing. Here's the new thing. Okay,
Charlie
last time it was
W.
Redditors, right?
Yep, it was Evil Redditor.
This time,
Love that.
it won't even be one Scream guy. It'll just become a popular trend on TikTok for people to murder each other dressed as the Scream guy. And that they'll have to like hack the TikTok CEO and like destroy TikTok. They're like the fake in-universe version of TikTok.
Hey guys, today we're gonna be murdering my friend.
Okay. You know how the evil villain in the last movie, because they wanted to make something that was like the original because they thought it strayed too far, right? This one, guy thinks it's not enough. It's too much like the original, and the villain is
he goes way over the top.
Different evil Redditor, and he does something completely different but also the same.
And it'll be called Scream the Reddit Saga.
No, they can't call it Scream 6 now. This is why they should have kept the numbers. Because one, it should have always stayed the numbers. Because the whole point of the franchise, once they made Scream 3 and 4, was that as the horror genre would continue to change, Scream would keep commenting on it at different points. So, like, the horror genre could have been 20 years down the line.
Well, hey, okay, so
Scream
maybe then you could argue that them taking the numbers off was the commentary.
No, that's what it was.
Yeah.
But, like, it was, but it
Maybe
also
they'll go
wasn't.
back to put it. They'll just call it Scream 6. Like this one was just called Scream Blank because it was commentary.
They have to give it a subtitle because that's the thing now.
Yeah.
So it'll be Scream.
The Screamiest.
Ghostface Returns or whatever, right?
The ghost face's face,
But
revealed face.
They should have just
Scream,
done
the Screamies. They give
Scream
out
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
best to go space.
And then you just keep doing the numbers. I'm so sick of things not having numbers anymore. Like, even the Friday the 13th franchise in the 80s, 8 of them came out in 10 years. And they were still doing numbers. They had subtitles, but they just did the numbers too. So you could distinguish them. They're all the same, but you could distinguish them.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's not even just movies. It's everything.
Everything. Nothing has numbers anymore.
The only thing that still has numbers is the iPhone. Everything else has gotten rid of the numbers.
Well, yeah, but
Yep.
iPhone also does the iPhone Pro, iPhone 13.
Yeah, but it's got the numbers, so you know it like which one
You
it
know
is.
what? The 12 is better than the 11.
And you know that the 13's better than the 12.
And you know that the 3 came out before the 4. Like,
My history
But I
teacher
don't
was
know
right.
I hate
if the Xbox Series S came out before or after the One S, or if it's better than the One S or the One X.
That's why we love PlayStation.
Yeah,
We
they
know
got
that
numbers.
We know that the 5 is at least one better than the 4.
When are we gonna start subtitling consoles?
Oh my god.
The Xbox returns.
Oh my god. They're gonna do that. I mean, they
Xbox
already have them.
Big.
I mean, technically, you could argue
Like,
it's
what
already
the heck is a
subtitled.
Series X? What does that even mean?
Who knows? Does that imply that the other one is the Xbox
Why
Series
was
1?
the third one named the 1?
Why is the second one the 360? Was it implying
Anyway,
that you should
the whole
jump in
point
circles while
Is that
playing?
I'm guessing Scream 6 will be just as dumb as Scream 5. They'll probably bring back Nev Campbell and Courtney Cox again, even though it doesn't make sense for their characters and is also they're old, but they do need money.
That's true.
They're gonna kill.
Bill Murray.
They'll kill one of the. They'll kill one of the sisters.
Or sisters.
Plot twist is I was
You know how the main
Oh
character.
yeah, there's the asthma sister and the other
there's the
sister.
one in the hospital for the whole movie, and then the other one who's doing everything.
Yeah, there's the asthma
The
sister and
hospital
the
one
other
will
one.
die.
Or maybe she'll just maybe the asthma one will be
Are they
the
just
killer.
gonna do the same plot as Scream 2?
Yeah, why not?
Like where they're just at college now and because like they can't just live in Woodsboro still.
Why not?
Because then you're just doing Scream 5 again.
Yeah, so what?
Or Scream 4. It's the same.
Who cares?
They've just made new friends and
All
they just
they
also
want
die.
is more of the same.
I guess. Also, nothing's really changed in the horror genre. There's nothing new to comment on. Like, Scream 2 came out a year after Scream 1, but Scream 2 commented on horror movie sequels in general. So it's something to comment on. But, like, there's like 4 series who have gotten to number 6 where you can comment on number 6. Like, what are you even gonna do? Like,
You're
5 was.
oh man, movies kind of stupid.
You could comment on requels,
Again.
sequels, but there's been like 2 of those. Like,
Yeah.
you'd really just
You're
be
really-
commenting on Halloween
You're really
kills.
drying out the well. All right. Anyway, moving on from Scream, an untitled sequel to Godzilla vs. Kong is set to film in Australia later this year, according to Australian tax records.
Next
Sam,
step will be real happy.
Godzilla vs. Kong. We're doing another one.
Yay!
Specifically, they say Godzilla vs. Kong, which makes me think this is Godzilla vs. Kong.
I think that's
versus
just
other
what they're
thing.
gonna call the like MonsterVerse. It's the Godzilla vs. Kong series.
I think they're
Guys, here's
doing
a cool
a
fact.
you can't have Godzilla fight Kong again. That's just dumb.
Well, yeah, I think they're doing a destroy all monsters.
I think in this
thing.
one
Yeah.
they're gonna do Godzilla.
That's the next step because they already did Mecha Godzilla and Godzilla vs.
Yeah.
Kong. So they could do Mecha Godzilla and new character Mecha King Kong. Right.
Yeah. So what they'll do is Mecha Sonic will show up.
Sam.
Uh-huh.
Here's please. Okay, this is so stupid, but please do it. They take Mecha Godzilla's remains and they give Kong an armor of Mecha Godzilla parts. And he has, not only does he have this big axe, but he has a laser gun arm. No, it's not a cyborg arm. He has a big laser gun on his arm.
Like Megatron?
Like Megatron. That'd be sick. And then they'd have a fair fight.
Who do you think would win, Godzilla or the Rumbling?
The what?
The Rumbling from Attack on Titan.
What is that?
Like a couple 100,000 colossal titans
Or
plus the
Godzilla?
founding titan versus Godzilla.
Probably Godzilla.
That's probably true. 'Cause the-
Mostly because he
He's like
He's
6
also
times
like a-
taller than the colossal titan. I'm pretty
he's
sure.
also like made of nuclear radiation.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think the titans would care much for the radiation.
Can they get sick and die of radiation poisoning?
Well, no, because they regenerate.
Huh. He would still probably incinerate them with that big nuclear fire.
Yeah, but unless he kills the guy inside.
he's
it.
also really tall.
That's
He's like
true.
the size of like half of New York.
But if like 100,000 colossal titans climbed on top of him and then went full thermal mode and like tried to vaporize him, maybe.
Okay.
Then he would just also go full thermal mode.
Yeah, but they would regenerate.
Remember when they shoot him with a nuke and he just gets more powerful?
And look up Godzilla tail kick.
What? No, Max.
Just look.
We
it
know
up.
what it is. Everyone knows
Just
what that
look it
is.
up.
Stop pretending you know what
Anyway.
things is.
No, but
What if they don't do that in this movie?
they gotta do no.
I'm gonna sue them.
They have to do it because they didn't do it in Godzilla vs.
Didn't do
They
what?
didn't do the tail
They
kick
missed an
in
opportunity. They have to have a part where Godzilla runs in and King Kong is riding on his back like a horse.
That's true. We
And
didn't
he
get
has
that.
to jump off and hit a thing really high in the
But
air.
okay, how do you think they're gonna make the saddle then? Because he definitely can't just sit on Godzilla
mean-
because he's kind of covered with giant spikes. That would be very uncomfortable.
The spikes.
Or he can just grab on him. He can just ride, you like hold him.
Is he even? He might be too big.
I mean,
for
King
that.
Kong is much faster than Godzilla. I don't know
So
why
there's no
he'd
reason
do that,
to do that.
but it'd be
It
really
would be
cool.
cool. Maybe Godzilla should ride on King Kong then.
30 minutes.
he's just crushes him. He tries to get on him, and he just flattens him and dies.
Yeah, because his foot like almost killed him.
His foot almost killed him. No, because Godzilla won the actual fight.
Yeah, like handedly won.
Yeah, and the next
he
one
shoots a
Kong won,
giant
and then it's
laser.
fair.
But like he can't. Like it would make no sense.
Two axes.
The only
Sam.
reason why he didn't immediately die the first time is because he had an axe
but
made out of Godzilla.
Well, what they will actually do is this next one will focus on like their whole underground
Yeah,
world
they
or whatever.
got the new monster
and
world.
they'll find like another Godzilla or something that they'll have to team up and fight.
Okay.
Or they'll actually just straight up provide Ghidorah
listen.
for them.
You know how the whole like thing with the last one was like Hollow Earth theory is true, right?
Yeah.
What if we cross over?
I know
With
you're coming with
Moon
this.
Hall.
Yes.
And instead of
Yes!
the monster verse, it becomes the conspiracy theory is real verse.
They fight in the moon.
Yeah. And then the moon comes down, and this time Godzilla's gotta fight the moon. Godzilla and
And then
King
in the
Kong
end,
versus the moon.
King Kong dies, and he becomes the
moon.
moon.
And then Buddha shows up.
And then it turns out that in the movie after that, QAnon's real and JFK becomes the president.
And
Again.
then the monkey that we sent to space is actually alive.
And Godzilla now.
No, and
Godzilla.
he's got the nanobots from the first moonfall, and now he's made a giant planet-sized monkey robot, and Godzilla and King Kong have to assemble the other monsters and form a giant clump of monsters the size of a planet gorilla.
And then Batman is
punch.
also there. and then Dom Toretto shows up in his Ford Mustang.
And then the monsters use the power of family to kill the evil nanobot robot monkey from space.
And that's how Fast and Furious 10 Part 2
That
ends.
is how they do Fast and
And
Furious
then,
10 Part 2.
After everything happens, and he eats them
and then-
all.
And he eats the
They're
earth, and then the
like-
And then at
movie's
the
over.
end of the movie, it turns off like a TV does, and it turns out this
Alf was watching
entire movie
the entire
was
time.
Alf pitching a reboot of Alf to Warner Brothers, except for the
And then they
CEO of Warner
green-light
Brothers
it.
are the Muppets, and it turns out this is actually a pilot for a Muppet series where they try to make this
Guys,
in the show in
I
real
gotta
life.
move on now,
I think
guys.
we're getting too meta. This is like
We're getting out of hand.
this is the Nostalgia Critic meta dog bit.
Jago happy.
All right.
And then we pan out.
Samuel
and it's in a
L.
snow
Jackson
globe.
states that he is currently filming 3 different Marvel productions simultaneously, those being Secret Invasion, The Marvels, and Ant-Man and the Wasp. Hula lula lula wula lula loo. 3.
Yeah, this makes sense. He like films a scene and then they just like throw him in a van and just like wheel him over to the next set and they're just like, all right, say your line here. All right, we're gonna wheel you over to the next set.
Yeah, I mean, this makes sense. I mean, all those things.
What are they gonna do
Why
when he
not?
dies?
They'll just have a.
CGI.
No, they'll do Nick Fury Jr.
Yeah, they'll do Young Fury.
You know the current Nick Fury is actually the Nick Fury Jr.
Yep.
in the comics. Because you know how DC they reset their continuity every 15 minutes. Marvel, it's the same. Like
sorta.
but it's like
Mostly.
everything is canon.
They don't reset it as often.
Yeah, it's not. They don't New 52 it.
Yeah.
But like it's supposed to mostly be the same. The reason that Nick Fury became black in the comics is because the old one just retired. It was his son. So the current Nick Fury is actually Nick Fury Jr. because original Nick Fury was white and he wasn't in the movie, so
That's
they had
true. That's why in all the media before it's funny that they both have an eye patch though.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah. So the Real Housewives of New York
Real Housewives.
reboot is coming to Bravo.
Did you put this in?
Yes, I did.
Why?
And it will have new stars that are not related to the old ones, but they are also at the same time restarting the original show with the original stars. The only question then remaining is will they cross over and how many of them will sleep with each other's husbands?
Why did you add this? Why is
So
it here?
there's going to be 2 Real Housewives of New York.
Currently
one of them
ongoing.
is the old one, and one of them is
Just a different
just
show
a different group
in the
of
same city.
housewives.
Yeah. Not to be confused with the Real Housewives of Toronto, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the Real Housewives of
Dallas.
the Real Housewives of there's I think one in New Orleans.
There's one for
Almost
every
every
city.
major city has the Real Housewives of in it.
Guys,
Uh-huh.
hands out from the house.
And Godzilla's there. Cool, thanks, Max.
Godzilla's-
All right, so
You guys are like, Tucker, why'd you put this in? And Sam's like, Real Housewives.
yeah, because this is
back.
funny to talk about.
Of New York.
Because okay, this is funny to me because they're rebooting real people's lives. Because like this is a show about people that actually exist.
Yeah, and they're just.
Sorry, Bethany,
But-
you're being
yeah.
rebooted.
We're recasting you, but this is my life. No, your husband's married
Well,
to
when
this
you
woman
signed
now.
the contracts, we stole your identity. If you continue to live under your current
You're
name,
homeless now.
you're homeless.
Bethany, if you
It
use the
turns out you
same
signed
language
away
you
your
use-
actual home as a set, so you're homeless.
Yeah, all right. Live action Voltron movie being written and directed by Rawson Marshall Thunder.
He was the guy who made Red Notice.
Who made what?
Red Notice.
Great. This is currently in a bidding war between several studios and
Yeah, so
streaming
the
platforms.
script exists. The script exists.
But
He's
Netflix
gonna
will get
direct
it
it.
because that's where all the other
Netflix is
Voltron
gonna
stuff
get it
is.
because that's where the cartoon
Why
is.
would it be somewhere else? What?
Maybe they want more. They want to pay more money for it.
Baby Shark, the animated film, will hit theaters in 2023. Okay,
Baby Shark,
cool.
Sam.
David
Dasmalchian
Right.
will not return for Ant-Man 3.
Oh no,
Wait, next
who's
one.
that?
He's the guy. He's one of the his friends. You know, the computer guy. You know how he has his,
Like
crew?
the tall guy, or is it the short guy?
You know how he has this crew who works
Yeah,
for a
there's the
security
two
company.
the two guys.
Yeah, he's the what's his? You know the one who's talking about
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
Yeah, the
Yeah, it's
tall
that
one.
guy. Yeah,
Yeah, so he's not coming back.
yeah, he's not gonna be there.
Oh no. All right, the deleted Batman scene featuring the Joker is officially released, or rather, unburied from the website
So
ARG that they released.
apparently they did settle on a look for him.
Yeah,
Looks
like
weird.
Looks like the Joker, but just you set him on.
It's okay.
You
He's
melted
okay.
him a little bit. Yeah, let's pull it up.
Okay. He looks alright. It's okay.
Looks
not
like the
great.
Joker, baby.
He's fine. He's passable. He's a passable Joker.
Mute.
Gotta mute all the scenes, or else we'll get copy strike.
And away.
So it's fairly obvious why they cut this.
Yeah, because they didn't want it in the movie.
Well, this scene was mostly there just because they were like, well, we have Joker.
Yeah.
But also it's very similar to the Riddler scene in the prison. So they
didn't want Sam Slutsgood syndrome, where half the movie is just the main
interrogation
character
scenes.
interviewing different characters for
Yeah,
half
who
the
are all
movie.
wacky.
He's a newspaper Joker. I want
So
you to
no,
read
the
it.
most important thing about this scene is that Batman has already encountered Joker at this point in his career.
Much like the previous Batman.
Yeah, who didn't even talk to his
Never
his
even
Joker.
met his Joker.
Yeah, well, he did.
Even though
but
well,
off screen.
canonically they had met, but in universe,
Yeah, but
from
no,
what we
and
see,
this-
they never do.
This Batman and this Joker have already, probably had an incident, had a little
Oh my,
scene.
can they just focus the camera, please?
No, they can't. You can't
It's
see his
just annoying.
face.
Just zoom in a little. Don't zoom in. Just focus
the
the
most
camera.
interesting about this though is that his makeup here doesn't look like his face that we see at the end of the movie. Like they look different.
Yeah, why is he? Is this? I'm assuming this is acided Joker. 'Cause he looks very much like he was throwing acid.
Importantly, they're not calling him the Joker. They're like, this is some guy. Like they're like,
This is some guy with clown makeup and green hair.
but like he
Clown
has not become like the Joker yet.
That guy looks like the Joker to me.
He's not running around in a purple suit calling himself the Joker at this point.
He's got green hair.
At this point, he's just a crazy guy who does murders.
I think that's the. I would refer to that man as the Joker.
I get
But anyway,
murdered all
they've
the time.
replaced. You know how Jared Leto Joker was covered in tattoos?
Mm-hmm.
They've replaced the tattoos with just lots of cuts and scars
And bald spots.
and bald spots.
Which is honestly better than two.
Yeah, the tattoos were lame, but this is just kind of gross looking. He just looks kind of nasty.
Look at his nails.
Yeah, why is he so nasty?
Because
He's
he's a
hit by a
grubby
bus.
He
dude.
just looks like a nasty man.
Just looks like he hasn't.
Also,
bathed in
part of
years.
his origin is that he has a medical condition where he can't stop smiling.
Is that?
That's why he's smiling all the time.
So this is then acided Joker, we know.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, because
they're
that man
gonna
looks like he's been
focus
thrown
the
in acid.
Because
Gosh
also, if
darn
he's in a
camera.
prison, why are they giving him makeup
A good point.
and hair dye?
Well, I think he's like the Jared Leto one where he just got cut up face.
Yeah, you can tell his face is cut up, but his hair's green. Why would they be giving him?
Well, that's
green hair?
because he got acid.
Exactly. So
The
it is the
acid.
acidy one, but I
Yeah.
think it's also the cut.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of the two.
Anyway.
All right, cool. This scene is
Are they
really
gonna
long.
focus?
Don't.
the
No,
camera
the
at
whole
some
point is that they don't focus the camera. They might at the very end.
Get to a point. Going some.
Why do you think this?
Oh, wait,
5
no,
minutes?
no, wait. Yeah, we got a fish.
Why do you think they cut it?
Back it up.
Give me
There we go. He's
files.
this is my impression. What's going? Batman, you're so dumb, you idiot, Batman.
Let us solve the crime.
You're not a
Batman.
good
It's me,
detective, Batman. It's me.
Joker.
I'm the Joker, baby. Look at my creepy face, Batman. You did this to me, Batman.
Maybe.
Probably, you probably did this. It's implied. All right. Anyway.
Our
Joker,
last
baby.
thing on the docket for today is you and Max saw an anime.
That's true. See that
I'd
anime.
like to call this section of the show I Take a Bathroom Break.
So we saw Jujutsu Kaisen 0. It's a good movie. It's basically just a long episode of Jujutsu Kaisen. Like,
No, it just felt.
yeah, in a very similar vein to the what's the other movie? Demon Slayer. It very much was basically just 3 episodes that they stuck together. Yeah, we got a little bit more like backstory on the upperclassmen class of characters. Yeah, more specifically the girl without powers.
Really...
Yeah, he was always cool. Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, apparently he can just go die and you explode.
Just die.
So yeah, that's all cool. We have a new character. Do you remember what his name was? Basically, he's like Gojo's like long lost nephew. And he has the power to, as far as I can tell, sort of create incredibly powerful cursed beings as well as replicate the curse techniques of other users, and has also got a cool katana. So basically he's just a super sigma male alpha Chad, and he can do every move and he's got every power. So he's going to be a really cool character, I guess. There's a really cool fight scene where he fights the main bad guy towards the end of the show and almost blows up his arm real good. And Gojo gives him a little whisper. He's like, shh, and he's like, ah ha ha, you my best buddy. And then that's the end of the movie. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, okay, thanks, Max. Yeah, the movie's pretty good. If you like Jujutsu Kaisen, watch it. If you don't like Jujutsu Kaisen, there's no reason for you to watch this. If it
Guys,
it'll make sense, but you won't care what's going on.
You won't understand the main character. Japanese.
And also, I had your middle school girlfriend run over by a car,
and
then cursed her and turned her into a demon monster.
You won't understand this movie. That's happening.
Basically, this movie's for no one. No, the movie's good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. Seeing Gojo fight people is always cool because he's super OP and he's fun to watch.
We saw it in a Studio Movie Girls, so that was...
We saw it at Studio Movie Girls, so the sound was way too loud. Otherwise, it was good. It was fun, good old-fashioned family movie time. Yep. I think that's about it. I don't think there's much else to talk about. So, yeah. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
And Tucker's not here, so
Tucker's not here.